Music therapy has proven to help a variety of people with diseases. Here at Sacred Heart Hospital, we focus on patients with long-term diseases that often don't have cures to the ailment. This is a brief introduction to how music affects us and how we can start implementing the use of music into our daily routines at the hospital and suggestions on how to work with our smaller budget. You know that feeling you get when you find a new album you like? One where the music flows through you like the blood in your veins. Before you know it, your body is swaying to the rhythms and you are taken back to memories you thought were long gone. Music can trigger memories and expression, and ideas turn into movement. For patients, like the older lady in this next clip, music could literally prompt the first physical movement witnessed by caretakers in years. Listening to music works many parts of the brain. The auditory cortex is the main part of the brain used when processing sounds. However, when we experience music, the tunes link us to emotions and memories which are tied to several other parts of the brain that respond when music is heard. The parts of the brain that are consistently activated amongst participants when listening to music include regions involved in movement, attention, planning, and memory. The amygdala is the center of emotional processing and receives information from other parts of the brain, such as memory and attention. When a person has memories with emotional ties, the hippocampus interacts with the amygdala. The hypothalamus acts as a regulator of emotion, which also feeds information to the amygdala. The prefrontal cortex controls what decisions a person makes when faced with an emotional reaction and also regulates anxiety. Here are some examples of what parts of the brain are activated when the patient responds to the following: touch and then sound. It is proven that the visual cortex often lights up with patients who have the ability to see when listening to music. And the final MRIs show the different parts of the brain that light up as different music is played. It is clear from these examples that music initiates more parts of the brain than just by speaking to the patient or giving physical touch. Elizabeth Lando brings to light some of the studies done on music in her articles on CNN.com. These studies show that music improves students' language processing when learning to play an instrument. Studies have also proven that music provided significantly more relaxation and reduced levels of the stress hormone cortisol than those patients who took prescription medication. Studies presented by Amy Novotny shows that lullabies have also proven to soothe preterm babies as well as their parents. Music improves the body's immune system function, reduces stress, and increases the body's production of antibodies and cells that attack invading viruses and boost the immune system's effectiveness. In other words, music not only helps everyday Joe with his mood, but it can also help heal disease where medication might just mask symptoms. Our hospital has a special wing for patients with Alzheimer's and dementia. There's currently no cure to Alzheimer's. Though we have a few go-to drugs for patients with Alzheimer's and dementia, drugs, at best, can temporarily slow the worsening of symptoms, but they will not treat the underlying disease or even delay its progression. A breakthrough Alzheimer's drug would treat the underlying disease and stop or delay the cell damage that eventually leads to the worsening of symptoms. In the words of the Alzheimer's Association, there are several promising drugs in development and testing, but we need more volunteers to complete clinical trials of those drugs and increased federal funding of research to ensure that fresh ideas continue to fill the pipeline. Other than the need for a more effective medication, there is a need for more music therapists. Out of the 16,000 plus nursing homes in America, we have only 5,000 certified music therapists. We need to focus our efforts of providing funding toward clinical trials, and we need more music therapists. Music therapy was introduced in the 20th century after musicians would play for World War I and World War II veterans in the hospitals across the United States. Today, the American Music Therapy Association has introduced 5,000 board-certified music therapists in the United States. The numbers of this group have been steadily increasing, especially over the last decade, and specifically among students. Music can help nearly everyone who is admitted into the hospital in some way or another. Music therapy improves cognition in the rehabilitation process for patients with dementia, Alzheimer's, and memory loss. A new study shows that music with beats seem to improve motor functions in patients with Parkinson's and related diseases. The steady beats help the patient synchronize their movements to the beat. Music therapy interventions have proven to be a non-threatening tool for patients. Music therapists are conscious of rhythm, tempo, texture, and melody of the music as clients express themselves. Elizabeth Lando states, "For individuals with autism in particular, music therapy has shown to be a positive reinforcement of appropriate behaviors and a motivator to reduce negative ones." Our special wing for children with autism would also be a primary focus in our search for musical entertainment here at Sacred Heart. My first suggestion to incorporating music therapy into the workplace is to hire a music therapist. Hiring a music therapist might sound expensive, but many therapy agencies will help us to design a music therapy program that can address the most resident needs for the budget we have available. By incorporating music therapy into the rehabilitation process, we are providing a healthy, fun, and easy alternative to prescription drugs that provides results. If hiring a music therapist is not in the budget, we can focus on our internal employment benefits that are already available to our employees. Included in our benefits is the opportunity to sign a contract promising further employment with this company in trade for educational assistance. We can provide a career in music therapy within our company for staff who already know our patients, and this will also ensure the company's future staffing. Other than training and certified music therapy, we can start by having our current employees make more use of the music players that already exist in some patients' rooms. We would let the employees track the patient's mood throughout the day and play music accordingly. It would be ideal to provide our patients with personal iPods or playlists burnt onto CDs. If we cannot fit this into our budget for every patient, we can have fundraisers where we donate MP3 technology to the patients who need it the most. We can also recruit family members to help bring in music playing devices from home, and we can also send out surveys to help us in creating playlists for their loved ones. Another method that has commonly been used in nursing homes and hospitals is to invite musical guests to play for the patients, either individually or in groups. In conclusion, listening to music has proven to be beneficial to patients across the board. If we hire a music therapist, they can help us provide musical entertainment to those who need it the most, and they can also help us manage our budget. Our hospital already has educational funding in place to assist employees in furthering their careers of choice. So, if a music therapist is not in our budget, we can encourage current employees to get the music therapy certification through our Employee Educational Assistance Program while locking in future employees who are already well known with our patients. Beyond certifications and hiring a new music therapist, we can start with what we have. We can speak with patients' families to create playlists, and we can ask them to bring in musical instruments and technology they feel their loved ones might enjoy. Our current employees should track patients' emotions and play music accordingly with technology already in the rooms. We can also arrange for fundraisers to provide individual playlists and music sessions with either instruments or musicians to help improve the physical and mental health of our patients hospital-wide. Thank you for your time.